Definitely giving fly girl coffee vibe. Everybody is one of one, if we're being honest here. The more that I try to be connected to my purpose, the lonelier I get. You're not gonna make me feel bad for how I show up for myself. The fact that you are envious of me and I'm not even where I want to be in my life is crazy. Why are you mad at me because I'm putting in the work?
I don't really wanna stay, I don't really wanna go, but I really need to know. Can we get it together? Get it together.
Hey girl, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Francesca. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. And if you are not new here, then hey girl, welcome back. So today we're going to do a chit chat, get ready with me. I'm going to get ready to actually go get a coffee, an afternoon coffee. And I wanted to vent. I wanted to do my makeup and talk to you guys because I don't know. I felt like I just needed to vent. So just for my little life update, God is good. God is still providing for me. I don't have any complaints about anything. My dresser came in and I finally had it put up finally. It was sitting in the box for like 2 weeks, y'all. I'm going to decorate my apartment is that I'm going to master one room at a time. So we're gonna start with my bedroom and then we're gonna move over to my living room. Then we're gonna move over to the bathroom after all of that is said and done. So I'm just mastering one room at a time, and right now we're focusing on the bedroom. The next item that I want to add into my bedroom is an accent chair because I want to have a prayer corner in my room. So I'm going to get like a nice accent chair that can go well with my furniture for my prayer corner. So I just got over having a allergy attack. Don't know what I was allergic to. Still don't know what I was allergic to, but that was very, 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 very annoying to have an allergy attack. Like, girl, what are we allergic to here? I finally feel like when it comes to the goals that I was telling you guys about when it comes to doing a content creation business. I remember I was sitting in my room and I was thinking about my content business, and I heard God's voice come into my head and was like, think bigger. I need to be thinking bigger than just running a quote unquote content business or shooting content for people. Think big, okay? You need to be thinking big. After I heard God's voice come to me about thinking big, I woke up with this amazing idea. And I just, I don't want to give too much of the idea away just right now because I genuinely want to share what's on my mind with you all. But at the same time, I think it's important not to always express like your goals and stuff to everyone because you just never know who's preying on your downfall, who's preying against you and doesn't want you to reach certain levels of success and fulfillment. So I think it's important just to be very careful with how you express your goals to people. But just to kind of give you a summary, I just basically want to be able to watch my ideas come to life for myself and for other people without neglecting any of my other gifts. And I want to be able to have my gifts work well together without neglecting one or the other. And so a lot of my gifts are revolved around beauty and photography and stuff. So I just want to be able to incorporate the two in a way that is very innovative, very beautiful, very bossy, very on her-ish. The idea that I had presented to y'all about Francesca Filmed, God came to me and told me I need to be thinking bigger about Francesca Filmed. And now that I have thought bigger about Francesca Filmed, I know exactly where I want to go with it and how I want Francesca Filmed to be. And I'm just excited to work towards it. I heard God's voice and I'm here to listen to it. I don't know how you guys feel, but losing friendships and losing relationships with people is a hard thing. Like, I even think that at times falling out, I wouldn't say falling out, but just outgrowing friendships with people that you thought you would be friends with for a very long time. Sometimes I feel like grieving friendships is more of a grieving than like losing a boyfriend or something. I don't know. It just depends on the friendship and how, I think personally it does depend on the friendship and how much the friendship meant to you. But at the end of the day, you know, outgrowing friends is really a real thing. Ever since I decided to really lock in, being really transparent, like I haven't really made a lot of time for my friends. And I just been really locked in on either if it's not work, then I'm trying to plan, you know, material for my channel. And then if I'm not planning material for my channel, then I'm doing hair on the side. And then if I'm not doing hair on the side, I'm trying to catch up on some rest so I can get rid of these tired lines on my face. So I'm just trying to balance my relationships with my friends on top of like caring for myself and executing my own goals. But I do feel like it's just all about being on the same page with your friends, because sometimes I feel like maybe me and some of my friends are just not on the same page. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we're not friends or anything like that. I just feel like sometimes we're on different pages, and that's just the reality of it. But I also want to touch on just how, you know, trusting your gut when it comes to people in your life and friendships. I'm not a messy person. I don't believe in like having a lot of drama in my life. So we will not be stirring the pot ever on this channel. Some of the friendships that I had when I first kind of started vlogging on here and letting you guys into my life, some of those friendships, I am actually no longer friends with some of those people. And I'm not even gonna say there's beef or anything like that, because it's not. Genuinely, I do feel like though me and some people have just gone our separate ways. Everyone has their own stuff in their life going on. Everybody has their own journey that they're facing and dealing with. And sometimes you just don't click with people the same that you know, once clicked with them. And if I'm just being honest with you, a lot of this is more than a lot of my friendships that I'm outgrowing is a lot deeper and a lot deeper than just, you know, simply outgrowing a friend. A lot of it is just like we're getting too grown and we're getting too old to not know the shit that we be doing to people. I feel like I no longer want to invest my time into friendships or relationships where I feel like I have to be concerned about a person's genuine love and intentions for me. I'm just not doing it. I don't care what the person has been to me in the past. I don't care if this person was a good friend to me at one point in time. And I don't even care if I was a good friend to them at one point in time. I feel like all of us at some point become the villain in anyone's story. And you just have to sleep well at night knowing that you had good intentions for people and life goes on and life moves on. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, like you're a bad person or the other person is a bad person. I think it's just really important to know when somebody's time is up. And I don't even need to acknowledge you on it. I don't need to talk to you about it. I don't need to do none of that. I feel like we just too old to know when we're not being good friends to our friends. We're too old for people to be trying to tell us things that we know is not fair or right to the other friend. And I am just completely past the point in my life where I'm calling people out on their bullshit. Like, you know, like people know when they're not being good to you behind your back. And I think that I'm just past the phase of calling people out. Don't anybody have time for that. I don't have time to be calling people out on things that my discernment and my intuition already knows. Something that I'm not doing in 2025 is, and going on forward for the remainder of my life, is not trusting my intuition or not trusting my discernment. Anytime that I have chosen not to trust my intuition or my discernment, I completely regret it later. The confirmation that my spirit is giving me is all the confirmation that I need. I feel like dating is the same way for me as well. Like, as you know, like I am single. I am, you know, I date. I'm trying to get to know people. If anything that comes into my life is not on the vision board, I'm not settling for it. I don't want it. If it's not what me and God talked about, I don't want it. I'm constantly feeling like I'm trying to break generational curses. I'm trying to not repeat, you know, mistakes that maybe like my mother have made in the past or my parents, you know, did or whatever. And I'm choosing to try to like change my path so things could be different from my life. And I feel like the more that I try to choose a different path, the more that the devil keeps just throwing shit at me to take me on that path. And it is so fucking frustrating. there is nothing worse than settling for something just because you don't want to be alone, just because you are tired of being single and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm just at the point in my life where I do not have time to waste. Like, yes, I have time to keep continuing to grow and get to know someone. Like, there's no rush in that instance. Like, I'm not in a rush to get married. I'm not in a rush to have a kid or anything like that. But those are eventually my goals. When you see red flags, please choose not to ignore the red flags, because the things that you choose to ignore now will be things that you wish you didn't ignore later. And that's genuinely what I'm trying to avoid in my life. I don't have unrealistic expectations. I do know that nobody in life is perfect. Hell, I'm not perfect. I have flaws. I probably even have character flaws. You know, I'm not perfect by any means necessary. I'm not perfect. I don't think that I ask for unrealistic things when it comes from my friendships or my love life. So I feel like if I'm trying to meet people at their love that they want from me, and then they can't meet me in that in return, it's just like, what are we doing? This is something that I really want to get off my chest and really want to say. When I say this, I don't mean this with any like arrogance or anything like that. This is all just my true, genuine feelings. But I am truly too tired of having female friends and female friendships that I feel like are envious of me in certain areas. And when I say envious, it's like they love me as a person, they love being my friend, they want to be my friend, but at the same time I feel like I sometimes befriend women that are very like intimidated by my light and my shine. I don't really hear this that often, but anytime that I have heard it, I feel like I always hear it from a friend that's low-key a hater. Like, I cannot stand when I'm friends with a woman and then she tells me something like they think that I think that I'm better than other people or that I'm above certain things. And that actually irritates me so much when women say that to me, because first of all, I do not walk around here like belittling people, demeaning anybody, or anything like that. And I don't make anybody feel inadequate about themselves. Like, I don't make anyone feel like they're not good enough for anything or nothing like that. I don't put people down. I do give tough love to my friends, but also I give them tough love with a lot of grace. As a graceful adult that tries to give grace to others, including trying my best to give grace to myself, which has not always been easy. I really don't know what it takes to be me. And I don't know what it takes for you to be you, but I will say for women that tell me things like, oh, I think I'm better than this and this and this. Like, first of all, I'm not rolling around here. First of all, I don't even drive. I don't even have a car. I don't have a vehicle. Granted, it's by choice, but I don't have a car because it's personally just not in my financial means at the moment. Also, I feel like I don't want to invest any more money into a vehicle unless it's my dream car. And me not having a car right now is very conducive to my lifestyle because of where I live and where I'm centralized in my city and stuff like that. But other than that, like, I don't have a vehicle. I'm not rolling around here in a bunch of designer. I don't have a bunch of designer clothes, purses, shoes, none of that. Saying that I don't want those things, absolutely. I would love to experience life's luxuries, but I don't worship those things. I don't walk around here with a stank attitude. I don't walk around here thinking that I'm just the highest of the upper echelon of anyone else. If anything, I have my own struggles and my own insecurities as well. So when women, and I even struggle with things that I don't talk about. I even struggle with health issues that I don't talk about. I even struggle with confidence issues that I don't talk about. I have pain and healing and traumas and wounds that need a lot of healing. I'm not nice to myself all the time. I'm not very kind to myself all the time. When a woman that is quote unquote my friend tells me things like, oh, you think you're too good for this, or you think you think that you're better than other people, I really just want to sometimes be like, you know what, bitch, no. I don't walk around here thinking that I'm better than anybody. You fucking think that I think that I'm better than anyone, and that's an insecurity within yourself. That don't have shit to do with me. You don't know what it takes for me to be me, and I don't know what it takes for you to be you. But for you to think that I walk around here like I'm upper echelon when at the end of it, when really it's really hard for me to even be around people, and I get social anxiety and I get overstimulated and shit. It's just very, very annoying when people, especially women that are supposed to be my friends, project their insecurities onto me. Like, go talk to God about it. Go talk to a therapist about it. Go and try to put in the same work into yourself that I'm trying to put in, so that way you could come around me and feel healed, whole, inspired, confident, and we can have a very healthy friendship without feeling like you're beneath me. Because, sweetheart, I'm in competition with myself and nobody else, because I'm not even where I need to be in life. So the fact that you are envious of me and I'm not even where I want to be in my life is crazy. It really just goes to show you the light that you carry, because it's just like, girl, I'm at the lowest point in my life, or I'm not in a very, great phase in my life, or I'm not even where I want to be, and you envious of me and I'm not even where I want to be. Like, be fucking for real. Go talk to somebody about it. Don't project that shit onto me. And if I want to pop my shit a little bit and be very transparent, if I'm being honest with you, yes, there are some things that I'm too good for. There are some things that I'm too good to be around. There are some people that I'm too good to be around and entertain, and environments that I'm too good to be around and entertain. Because the thing about it is, when I was in those type of environments, I was a very low vibrational individual. So you don't know the work that I've put in to become a better person. So I'm not about to backtrack and surround myself with things that are going to take me back, or even slightly put me back in an environment that I've outgrown. So yes, or people that I've outgrown. So yes, I am too good for certain things. It doesn't mean that I'm better than a situation or better than a person. It's just, I'm not going to backpedal into things that have literally tried to destroy my life, destroy my mental health, destroy my peace, destroy my confidence. Like, why would I do that? Keep that fake shit over there. I feel like women don't know how to be real friends anymore. I have had women I've had friends that have seen me at my lowest point and still talk about me, still try to like put me down to other people. Like, it's just very ugly. I can genuinely say, like, out of all the friends that I have, I truly have one friend that I know that is my friend till death do us part. She is like my soul sister. And y'all seen her on here, Basola. Basola is genuinely, like, I have other good friends, of course, but Basola is genuinely like my friend to the end. She has seen the worst parts of myself, the worst parts of me. She prays for me. There's just a certain type of bond that I have with Basola that cannot be replaced, that these other lukewarm bitches be trying to give me, and then try to call me, and then try to tell me they're my friend. And I recently was having this crash out this past week. I was being extremely hard on myself, and I started to allow the thief of comparison to steal my joy. We can't be having that. I'm exactly where I need to be. I don't need to be crashing out. God is always on time. Everybody is one of one, if we're being honest here. For me is what's for me. What's not for me is not for me. My journey is my journey. Their journey is their journey. And I'm just doing a much better job at embracing the journey. One thing that I will say that I'm loving about my journey the most is that me trusting God more and leaning into God more has actually been the core source of the improvement of my confidence, because I'm learning not to lean into my own understanding and learning to lean more into God's promise for me. And I feel like within me doing that, I'm developing confidence. Like, if you ever want to know the key to developing pure confidence, is faith. That's it. Faith and trust. Those are key components to confidence, because if you trust God and you have faith in God, that means you have confidence in Him. If you trust yourself and have faith in yourself, that means you have confidence. If you're in a relationship and you trust your partner, you have confidence in your partner. Confidence equals trust. Let's talk about dating for a little bit. So when it comes to the things that I want out of life, and especially when it comes to the things that I want out of dating, I just said this earlier, I'm not settling. I'm not settling for anything. I know that people are imperfect. Like I said, there's no such thing as a perfect human. You have to pick and choose your battles. You have to pick and choose what you want to deal with. You're either going to deal with this or you're going to deal with this. You know how they always say the saying, like, you're going to cry in a Rolls Royce or you're going to cry in a Honda. There's something wrong with either options, just depending on where you feel like crying. Something that I have learned since I turned 30 is that you literally actually notice the differences in your life and the way God blesses you and the way God shows up for you when you decide not to settle. So let's talk about settling, because discussing your plans with God and then going against any plan and then going against anything that deviates from the plan is a form of settling. You're not sticking to the plan. Sometimes you have to change how your approach to the plan, but you don't necessarily change the end goal. The moment that you remove your desperation for the things that it is that you want and need, God will literally come in and be like, shh, here you go, because you removed your desperation from it. And everything is always about attraction, the law of attraction, all that type of stuff. And my child, let me go ahead and bless you because you decided to stay down. And trust me. But I do know that staying down can be hard. Staying down can be challenging. But I feel like if you could stay down with a man after he put you through a lot of shit, why can't you stay down for God while he takes you through the storm? Not to mention that the storm that God is taking you through is leading you to your promise. So why would you not stay down? I'm just saying. Every time I decide to not settle, it's almost as if the devil will send me a task or a test to be like, here, I'm going to give you the closest thing to what it is that you want. It may not be, what you and God talked about. But let me go ahead and throw a curveball your way that looks like and mimics the promise that you and God have talked about. Let me just go ahead and distract you a little bit. I feel like every time I get faced with that type of challenge, or every time I get faced with that type of situation, then I have a choice to make. Usually what happens is my spirit will be yelling at me. My spirit will literally be screaming at me. Sometimes my spirit is so annoying and so bold that it wakes me up out of my sleep, because it's just like, this is not what we talked about. Stick to the plan. And I feel like every time something comes in and tries to distract me or sweep me away from the plan, I'm put to the test, and I'm either gonna lean in, fall forward and go for it, or I'm not. Every time I decide to be like, you know what, no, this is not part of the plan, this is not part of the promise, it's almost like, y'all ever heard the saying, new level, new devil? Like, that's what it makes me feel like. And every time I put my foot down and I don't fall for the bullshit, I get blessed with a new level. But then every time I hit a new level, I hit a new devil. And it's just like, here we go again. Let me just sit here and tell you, though, what I've experienced as a person that knows what it feels like to settle versus the results I've been seeing that happens when I don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle. Do not settle. Every time that I choose not to settle, God literally rewards me for it. 9 times out of 10, or anytime you start feeling like you deserve better, is usually the time that you do deserve better. Anytime you start feeling like you too good for something, 9 times out of 10 is because you are. Settling leads you to unhappiness and regret. Don't do it. But let me tell you just a little bit about my ex-boyfriend. I am at the point with dating where it's like, yeah, me and my ex-boyfriend didn't work out, and we were together for 2 years, but let me tell you something about experiences. No, my ex was not a bad person. We had our differences and stuff like that, but ultimately he wasn't a bad guy. Ultimately he treated me very well, and I had a lot of security in our relationship. And so now I'm at the place too, now that I'm experiencing dating. I'm trying to see if these earrings look cute. But everything in your life is either supposed to be like damn near the same or better. What I mean by that is, unless I'm meeting a man that treats me just as good as my ex or treats me better, I'm settling. I do not want to backpedal. Once you've experienced something, it is really hard for you to try to turn around and settle for anything less than that. And that's also where I am in my life. So I just feel like if a man is not going to treat me equivalent to my ex or better, then I'm going to continue to be a flourishing, independent, strong black woman. Okay, no shade, but like, a lot of these men don't be looking for wives and don't be looking for partners. A lot of them be looking for somebody to be their mother. A lot of these men be looking for somebody to save them, and I'm not saving nobody. Like, My saving days are over. I am so done with the struggle love. I don't do struggle love no more. I did that shit in my teens. I did that shit in my early 20s. Honey, I'm not doing no struggle love with nobody. You better find somebody else. I just feel like I'm at a point in my life where it's just like I don't want to settle for anything. I don't want to settle for the man that is not meeting me where I meet myself. I'm just done. I'm done being sorry. I'm done being sorry about being good to myself. Done trying to dim my light to make other people feel comfortable because they are not willing to be brave enough to walk into theirs. Done dealing with people that try to make me feel bad or feel insecure for wanting to walk into my greatness. Done dealing with men that are looking for women as a way to run with their problems. Please come to me healed. And if you're not coming to me healed, because no one is perfect, at least come to me with the attitude that you are trying to heal. Don't come to me expecting me to fix you. I got my own trauma and my own healing that I need to do. So unless we're going to come together and help each other become closer to God, closer to our success, closer to our goals, or just closer to becoming better people, if you're not trying to do that, then please stay the fuck away from me. Should have put the earrings on last. Ugh, okay. Like, literally, life is meant for us to grow through. Like, if you're not growing through it, then you're sitting the fuck still. And if you're sitting the fuck still, then you're just wasting your fucking time. People for years have treated me like shit. People for years have abused me mentally, physically, emotionally. People for years have tried to dim my light and make me not feel happy with who I am. And so it's just like, now that I'm in a place in my life where I'm 30 years old, I'm embracing who I am, I'm embracing my journey, I'm embracing who it is that I truly want to be. I don't want to sleep on myself. I don't want to sleep on my potential. Like, people will literally be out here trying to make you feel like shit because you want to level up and you want to be better. You want to put yourself out there. You want to take risks. Like, why are you mad at me because I'm putting in the work? I'm not even talking about physical labor work. I'm talking about the inner work, the outer work, the work all around. How you gonna be mad at me because I'm putting in the fucking work to be better? Again, you don't know the demons that I battle on a daily basis. So how are you gonna try to make me feel bad for putting in the fucking work? You're not gonna make me feel bad for how I show up for myself. Like, find somebody else to manipulate. If I've learned anything and noticed anything about locking in will truly show you who your real friends are. It'll show you who your real lovers are. It'll show you who really supports you, who doesn't. And the price you pay for locking in is losing quote unquote genuine support. And I just feel like anybody that's meant to be in your life and anything that's meant to be genuine is not going to fall off. It's going to grow with you. Basically, how I'm viewing life is very similar to how I'm viewing a relationship. Like, it's almost like you meeting a man and he meets you, he sees you, he sees what it is that it requires to be your man and what it is that he needs to be your man or be a good partner to you, or the things that he needs to work on within himself to show up to be a good partner for you. And it's either one or two things, and this is how I'm treating life when it comes to my relationships with people. It's either they're gonna rise to the occasion or they're gonna fall back. Maybe if you were locked into and maybe trying to be locked in, then you could understand what it is that I'm experiencing. But because you cannot understand, because you're not locked in, then you can't understand my mentality, and you can only meet me where you are. People can only meet you where they are. I am literally on the internet right now on YouTube putting myself out there because I want to become a full-time YouTuber. I love beauty, I love lifestyle, I love wellness, I love bettering myself. I want to be better. Like, I don't want to be a victim of my bad habits. I don't want to be a victim of my trauma. I don't want to be a victim to the things that have happened to me. I don't want to be a victim, period. and I don't know. I just feel like people are trying to make me feel like the bad guy for putting myself first, being a little selfish. And I'm okay with that, to be quite honest, and not to be shallow, but it don't matter to me. Like, I'm done putting people first. And so I'm at a very selfish point in my life. I'm not married. I don't have any children. My only child is my dog, and she is the only person, the only little individual that gets my full commitment. So unless somebody is coming into my life to make it better or add value to my life, I'm not just talking about monetary value, I'm talking about my well-being. If people are not coming into my life to better my well-being, then just stay away from me. I'm totally fine with continuing to be and focus on me. And if that makes me come across a little selfish, then honey, I will go buy a t-shirt and a hat that says selfish and rock it. So let me go ahead and get ready to go to this coffee shop. I know I rambled, but hey, this was a rambling day, a rambling conversation today. I'm gonna go ahead and wear these earrings to the coffee shop. Yeah, I like these earrings. These are a good choice. And then I went ahead and put on a cute little headband. I pinned my hair up. And then I have on, let me show y'all what I'm wearing. I have on this cute little navy blue top. And then I'm wearing these sweatpants. Y'all know in Houston, we're about to get a little freeze. So I wanted to throw on like this cute little fur coat. And I'm gonna probably throw on a scarf to go with it. But I feel like my outfit is cute, cozy, comfy. But yeah, y'all, I'm so sorry for running my mouth. I just want to come out here and vent. And I feel like the more that I try to be connected to my purpose, the lonelier I get. And it gets a little scary because it really starts to make me question, like, am I the problem? And, you know, I do know that there are things that I need to work on and could be better in. But I overall don't feel like I'm the problem. I'm gonna keep flourishing, keep growing, keep continuing to find my tribe, keep continuing to surround myself with people that love me and adore me for who I am and don't switch up on me when I try to do better for myself just because the bettering myself no longer benefits you. And I do feel like it is a fact that you should be beneficial. Like, everyone should be beneficial. Like, we all should be able to benefit from each other. Like, yes, be resourceful. Like, your friendships and your relationships should be people that add value to your life. But there's a difference between people adding value to your life and you adding value to other people's lives, and then people just being around because they feel like you ultimately leeching and being used. Ooh, this completed the look for sure. Definitely giving fly girl coffee vibe. I am just gonna continue to stay grounded. I'm gonna continue to stay humble. I'm gonna continue to blossom and grow and pop my shit while all doing it very gracefully, unapologetically. And if my light makes you uncomfortable, then that sounds like a personal problem. I am not dimming my shine to make anyone feel comfortable. I have done enough dimming. I have done enough being in the dark, and I'm not doing it any longer. I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. I had to come on here and vent to my girls, and go ahead and give me some feedback if y'all would love to give me some feedback. If I leave you with anything, I'll just leave you this. It is very important to know your worth, because if you do not know your worth, if you do not recognize your worth, there are people out here that will treat you the way that they think and deserve that you should be treated if you don't already know your own value. It's very important to know who you are. If you don't know who you are, keep seeking it. I don't feel like we ever fully stop seeking and ever fully stop learning and ever fully stop figuring out. I don't think we ever fully stop figuring out who we are and who we want to become. You should constantly be evolving. And if you are not evolving, if you're constantly staying the same, if you're constantly making the same mistakes, then there's some self-reflecting that needs to be going on. And I'm just at the point in my life where I'm fed up with being fed up with my own bullshit. Hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I did ramble, I did talk a lot, but everything has just been weighing on my heart so much, and I just wanted to get it off. I feel like I just needed some people to vent to, and why not vent to my people? I will chat with y'all later in the next video. Also too, for 2025, please let me know what you would like to see more of from me, whether it's beauty. I'm still getting my apartment together, so I'm still, like, I moved in, but I'm slowly and surely making my house a home, so that's taking time. But let me know what you want to see more of from me. I'm about to go ahead and clock out because I've been clocking it during this whole session. I love y'all, and I will see y'all later.